So here we are, at the end of the road for this year's entry on my 13 Sleighs of Halloween, and I'm ending it this year with Trick or Treat, a 2007 feature that honestly I never had a chance to go see this film, uh, or wanted to see the film, no matter what. I mean, I've had chances to, but I just never had a real inkling to go after it because either I always got some other horror movies that were like in my path, like, ooh, all these Richard Willie Jekyll movies, I have to watch all of them. Or last year, all the Halloween movies, I have to watch all of them. Or the year before was just basically, I forgot what the other thing. I had always something always came up. So this year, when someone asked to say, "Can you review this film?" It's like, fuck it, I'm doing it this year. This year is going to be the year. So that was pretty much the first film I bought. Pretty much one of the few things I bought on Blu-ray this year instead of looking on for anywhere else. It's like, I'll just grab it Blu-ray and buy it off there. Anyway, this movie is much reminding me a little bit like Creep Show, but a little better. I mean, they're both good movies, or Tales from the Dark Side. I think of the three things, I'd probably say Creep Show is not bad at all. It's really good, even after all this time. Tales from the Dark Side, some of the stories are good, but some of them are lacking. I mean, the only thing I remember closely is the Mummy movie, the Mummy part of the story with Christian Slater and Julianne Moore. Christian Slater using a freaking carver to kill a mummy. That was fun. But Creepshow I remember more of because of the fucking cockroach one. Plus, Tommy Atkins is in it too. I didn't realize that till that. Plus, he has one of the best zombies I ever saw. But I still like the one My Other Creeps more. The X zombie. I mean, that thing is freaking amazing. But Trick or Treat, this was pretty good. I kind of was surprised at how good this film was. There's four stories in this one. Well, they're all pretty much linking together in various ways. You have some characters showing up in this one, or some characters showing up in this one, but they're all linked together by this character named Sam. I mean, he's pretty much, I won't spoil what he is, but he's basically the crypt keeper slash watcher slash narrator of this. Well, not, I would say he's narrator, but he's always there. He's lurking near the end of each story, or is in the last story actually. But I mean, they're all good stories. I mean, there's not a real bad one to say. I mean, they're each memorable. I think my favorite one is probably, I don't know, they're all good, but that's why I say the principal one, where he's basically goes on this monologue, and he's played by Dylan Baker. This guy, Dylan Baker's obviously having the time of his life playing this role, because this is probably him saying, fuck, I could be Kirk Connors playing the lizard. I'm gonna be a badass in this one. He really is great in this. I mean, I've seen him in the Spider-Man movies. I've seen him in Road to Perdition, and this one he really is good. I mean, his monologue to this kid when he's saying about Halloween and traditions and how you're supposed to follow the rules just sets up the entire movie. I mean, even though it's a second story, but it's really starts the holy shit, and then when the twist happens, you're like, holy shit. But this is a movie that really is very darkly humored. I mean, some of this stuff is really good, and some of the twists underneath the dark humor are really good too. I mean, this is probably the first movie I've seen in a while where I watched kids get brutally destroyed. Well, not as bad as, like, say, The Blob. I mean, that one now is like, fuck, you're actually watching a kid get melted and eaten. Ugh. Oh, that was scary. I'm talking about the Blob remake, not the 50s version. I don't think the 50s version had a kid dying. The 80s version, I think it's the 80s or 90s, or one of those two, late 80s, early 90s. That thing was fucked up, but it was good fucked up. But this was a good movie. I mean, this was really good, very sharply written, very good directed. I'm kind of surprised there hasn't been a sequel or like pretty much more graphic novels on this thing, but I'm guessing, looking at my Facebook feed, and sure enough, Trick or Treat 2 was in the feed this morning for me, so I was like, oh, that's an irony there for you. But, yeah, this was a really good movie, and it's surprising that there were so many people from Marvel films in this movie. You had frickin' I said before, Dylan Baker, aka Kirk Connors, in the Sam Raimi movies, he plays one of the characters. You have Anna Paquin as Rogue in the X-Men movies. She's in this. You have Brian Cox Stryker from the X-Men movies. He's in this. And you have one of the girls from the Iron Man movies. She's in this. And there's also other people from the, like, I think it was Blade? I forget. I'll say the first Blade. It was a Blade or Mutant X. One of those two things. Because it looked like Canadian stuff. I'll probably say it's Mutant X. But yeah, there's like a lot of people in X-Men movies, or X-Men and Marvel movies all together from the 2000 era before Marvel hit it off, except for the Iron Man one. And it's amazing how like well acted like everybody is, and that really fits the cliches perfectly fine. But the costumes are great in this. I mean, Sam's design in this is amazing. I mean, the satchel and the freaking reveal, what he's underneath of that's like holy shit. Also saying like all the characters in this. I mean, you have the principal, played by Dylan Baker, he's great in this. You have Anna Paquin as a Red Riding Hood, innocent, virginal character. She's great in this. I mean, every character is just expertly designed and just well thought out. This is a very good horror film. And honestly, I was surprised at just how good this was. I mean, I should have freaking kicking myself in the ass for not seeing this earlier. But, yeah, this is a good horror film. I mean, this is an amazing horror film. I think I'm pretty much going to take a critical now saying It Follows is the best film in a little while, but this is really better than It Follows. I mean, holy shit! The cinematography is just amazing in this, and so is like the acting, everything. It's just wow. Shit, I was blown away by this movie. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much of the movie, but then again, it's pretty much a freaking almost 10-year-old movie right now, so. Spoiler alert, I mean, the twists in this are some good twists. I mean, for example, you have this story that, I forget, it's basically, you have this flashback about these children who are murdered and driven off the edge of a cliff into a quarry. And then you, like, are wondering, like, they talk about this driver who survived the thing, who was hired by the parents to kill these kids because the kids were, autistic and they couldn't deal with the embarrassment and the stress of handling them. And you're like, holy shit, that's fucked up. And you're wondering, I mean, that's when I was like wondering, how's this tied into the movie, I wonder? And sure enough, that's the ending scene where pretty much we find out who the bus driver was. I mean, it's not hard to figure it out after the freaking last story. Like, okay, I know where this is going, and sure enough, it goes there. And you're waiting for the other twist of that. I mean, after you find out what it is, like, okay, given what we see in the chapter with the kids, you're like, okay, we know where this is going. Sure enough, it goes there, and that's a brilliant way to end the movie too. But I mean, I just also love how at the end of the movie it just twists everything and shows all the characters interspliced together. Like you see this character walking down the street before getting run over by these characters from another story, and you have this character from the opening act doing her thing, about to do something wrong, and while you have this poor kid who doesn't even realize what happened to what happened to this one of his parents, and you're like, oh shit, this is good. I mean, that's the only thing I'd say is it's like it's hard to place like the whole timeline. It's like pretty much a Pulp Fiction-y type thing, like where it's not really basically this happened and so went down. No, this is all interspliced. This is like pretty much it tells a not a coherent story, but it's basically it wobbles at the time before it matches up with what it does, so you know where this tells and that. And in that way, it helps because then you understand pretty much where everything fits. And in that regard, I like it that way because I mean it's good for a movie to do that and play the rules like that. I'm curious to see if the sequel does happen, where they're going to go with this next. Because honestly, I don't want to have Sam. Like I remember this article said that basically the director for this movie, Michael Dowry, said he's not going to explore Sam's origins, and I'm glad for that because fuck it, keep him not showing what he does, keep him just like he is, because it's perfect that way. I'd rather have more stories and more fucked up things, and that's what I'm hoping for, because I can't wait honestly now. Because I was curious about the Krampus thing that's coming out in next month or December. That's also by Dowry, and it's basically the Christmas version of this. And now I'm wondering if he's just going to continue this holiday train after he does the Trick or Treat 2 sequel. Like he'll do an Easter one or a frickin' Thanksgiving. You should do a Thanksgiving one. Just complete the bridge. You have a Halloween movie, you have a Thanksgiving movie, then you have a Christmas movie. He should just do that way. Unless Eli Roth beats him to the punch. Hopefully he doesn't, because I think Roth would do a horrible job of it. Ugh. Anyway, yes, that's pretty much my review of Trick or Treat. This is an amazing film. It surprised the living fuck out of me. This was greatly acted, greatly directed, greatly written. Just everything was spot on with this movie. I mean, I can't say there's a real bad complaint about this movie. It just hit all the right horror notes, and it was a perfect movie to watch on Halloween. I mean, this is one of the best Halloween movies you can watch on Halloween, other than Halloween itself. Except maybe Rob Zombie's Halloween, which I'll never probably do. Ugh. God, I hate that movie, and I hate that fucking sequel. Ugh. Anyway, that's my review on Trick or Treat. Amazing film. If you haven't seen it or bought it, do so now. If you're a horror fan, you will not be disappointed. This is a very good film, and it'll be a nice, worthy addition to your collection. And that's it. And till next year, folks, hopefully, if I can do this again. If not, well, it's been a ride, but if I have and come back next year, see you again next year. And happy Halloween.